Greetings, brothers and sisters. Greetings. Glad to be here and very excited for today's lesson and topic. We are almost through this Black Nationalist Boot Camp. I'm so happy for that. Thank you, brother. I'm so happy for that. Thankful for everyone that decided to help us and this system that is set up by the Black Nationalist Network. I'm thankful for that. And I have enough sense to know that people don't have to do anything for you. So when they're doing something, we owe thanks and we owe them gratitude, because you could be anywhere else, but you decided to be here with me, and I'm thankful for that. Very, very thankful for that. Brothers and sisters, today we'll be talking about another interesting topic, all in the same line, because we're building a foundation for Black nationalism. We have to know where we come from, the obstacles that we fought against. We have to talk about these things. We don't have a choice. And once we have talked about it, then we're able to put everything in place once we've talked about it. But it's important that we talk about it. Talk about nationalism and the price that many have paid to keep it abroad, to keep it above, and also keep it abroad. So I'm very thankful and happy. Very thankful and very happy. It's been a very busy day. We plant seeds, brothers and sisters. May not see the crop right then, right? We may not see the fruit right then, but we know the fruit is coming. You plant the seed, because the seed has to die before it grows. Isn't that right? So we have to die to ourselves, spiritually, physically, and otherwise. We have to do it. Don't have a choice. But once we do it, then we will grow to be what God has truly caused us to be. And not only called us to be, but caused us to be. So I'm very happy today. I'm very happy. And I glory in tribulations. Is that right, brothers and sisters? Because we know that tribulation worketh patience. Bring patience for you, and it brings patience for me. And I don't care who you are, where you go, you're going to have some patience. In this world, you have to have it. And the reason that you have to have it is because it molds you into being a better tool, better vessel, if I can say that, for God to use. So we glory in tribulation, because we know tribulation works patience. It carves us out to be what God wants us to be, brothers and sisters. And I don't know about you, but I'm so glad, right? As the elder folks used to say, I'm so glad that trouble don't last always. Isn't that right? Yes, always. And so we'll have to trust God. You know, that's something I never understood from the elderly people. That's something I never understood. But we'll have to trust God. We just have to trust God. What He's doing in our lives, and to what beginning He's bringing us. You know, some people say to what end. No, to what beginning God is bringing you and I to. Right? We are, brothers and sisters, about to enter the great beyond. We're about to do it. And the thing I like about it is that God, at this point, will be able to instruct us and instruct the people, right, to build his kingdom in this great beyond. It won't be the white man's kingdom, but it'll be God's kingdom. When you talk about that, you talk like that, people think you're crazy. They think the brother's crazy. It's like, man, what is he talking about? You don't know that you're living in the devil's kingdom at this late date, brothers and sisters? This is Satan's kingdom, not yours. You're not free, you're still in bondage. And I know I'm kicking a dead horse, because you already know you're in bondage. You already know it. If I never tell you, you already know you're in bondage. Isn't that right? You're in bondage. The man watches you wherever you go. He doesn't like to see you in groups of 2 or 3. He'd rather see you alone, because if he can do that, then he can catch you, kill you, or beat you unawares. Right? We have to understand that. We have to be truthful about it. Where we are, what situation we're in. And that's why I tell you, if you start at go, right? I just want you to start at go. And the first thing that you have to say is that the white man is not my friend. It's the first thing you have to say, that the white man is not my friend. And there are many brothers and sisters that have problems doing that. Now, it used to be that there was a problem that the Christians had, the black Christians. Now you got black Muslims under Farrakhan that believe that there are exceptions to the white man. I mean, this man is killing you every chance he gets. Every chance he gets, he's killing you. And you are today being killed more than you were in the past in this so-called freedom that we're in, right? Because that's what they're saying. They're saying that we're supposed to be free. They're saying that the troubles I made on my own, right? This is what you should read. Some of the comments. It's crazy that I don't have any enemies. All the obstacles I made them myself. Now here I am, a black man in America, a black man in America, and you have another black puppet, right? Because that's what he is. He's a puppet. You have a black puppet saying that the only problems that I create are the ones I create for myself. That's some old captivity talk. When you can plainly see that the black man is in trouble. When I say captivity talk, I mean there are brothers and sisters that are in prison that talk with that kind of logic. Talk with that kind of logic that, well, we ain't got no trouble. The only trouble we got is the trouble we make for ourselves. Now, I want you to understand something. All the hell that you're catching today, the white man gave it to you. All packaged up, right? And when you man, he gave you pure hell. The white man gave you that. He's the one that gave it to you. Did nobody else give it to you? The white man gave you hell. And there are black people still talking as if we're troublemakers, right? Kicking up the dust and kicking up fuss about the devil, right? A global beast that have only one place is to imprison, enslave, and enhance oppression against black people. And they'll tell you and tell me, they'll tell you and tell me and he started trouble. All the brother got to do is pull back a little bit. And go, hold on, you taking us too fast. You know, it's the worst thing to hear. I hear the old folks say it a lot. Brother, you need to calm down. You're going too fast. Here we are being killed and shot down by the white man. And you got naysayers telling me, taking us too fast. Slow down a minute, brother. All you gotta do is just take it easy now. You taking us too fast. I'm taking you too fast. I mean, how long shall we allow the white man to kill us? I just want to know. If somebody can tell me that, I'll be done. How long do we have to wait? Suffer long. How long must we suffer? Why this white man kill us? And he's got zealots, sellouts standing in front of me and you and telling us also that eventually you'll be free. Eventually you won't have to worry about this stuff you're going through because you'll be free. It's crazy. It's crazy. Brothers and sisters, we've been duped at the highest level. And one of the chiefest agents is the white man and his white zealots, right? His white zealots have further, and I said white zealots, the ones that are running around killing us, have further exasperated the problem. And we don't have a choice. You know, only a fool and a coward will tell you not to take up arms against this beast. Only a fool and a coward. I mean, they're killing us, and I'm just answering toward some of the comments, and there are fools concentrating on lies and will concentrate to lie on you, right? Will literally concentrate to lie. And these devils are killing us by and large. Literally taking us out. So we talked about Cleage, and I think there's a typo because it's supposed to be building the black community, It's supposed to be building the black community because we talked about Cleage, so it's supposed to be building the black community. So I want you to excuse that typo in there. But it's going to be separation, the philosophy of separation and building a black community. That's what we should be talking about today. So I imagine there have been some mistakes made. I don't know how to correct it. So I have to wait on them to correct it because I don't know how. But it's supposed to be separation. Separation from the white man, I believe. I'm checking it now. Separation from the white man, I believe, and building black America, I believe it is. Building black American communities. Building black America, I believe. Not for sure. We'll know in a minute because they're going to correct that. But it shouldn't stop us from discussing what we're here to discuss. So it shouldn't stop us at all. We'll certainly discuss it and refresh, I guess. We'll certainly discuss it and refresh. But we've got our work cut out for us, brothers and sisters, because we'll spend time fighting against those that are hired by the white man. We'll spend time fighting those black people that are fighting against black progress. People that are fighting against black progress. I know it's hard to believe. But there are actually black people that think that they're doing the will of God by talking about integration. That's why they had to have a preacher to carry the torch and the whole thing. That's what I'm telling you. They used Martin Luther King Jr. Used him like a dirty rag. I mean, used him up. And when he caught on to the game, they had to get rid of him. But they needed to have a preacher. When he became a minister, it was time for him to die. But they needed a preacher. Preachers don't think, they just do. Preachers are led. Ministers lead. You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? That's why the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad says minister, right? One who leads, one who speaks to the people. Now, when you get a preacher may go on a tangent. A preacher could be anybody. Now, we use the terms against our will, and we use them interchangeably. But understand, there's a big difference in minister and preacher. There's a big difference in preaching and ministry. See, ministry is an act of doing. It's an administration, right? The root word is ministry. When you say administration, right? The root word is ministry. So there's a big difference, and we have to know it. We have to know it. We have to study to know it, and we have to constantly be aware of how words are used. How words are used. Because your enemy is an expert at philology. Philology is the use of words, understanding the use of words and the roots of words. But your enemy is an expert at it. So, brothers and sisters, our subject today is supposed to be separation from the white man and building black America. That's what the subject is supposed to be. And I pray that they've changed it, that we have no problems. I pray that it's been changed. I don't know how to do it. I wish that I did. I don't. I'm not very good at this stuff, but I hope that they've changed it. I understand that they're supposed to, because I texted. And the individuals that will set up these, wish you could see it, little system cameras and stuff like that. I don't know about any of it, but I'm thankful to have people that are helping me and that are helping the best way they can. And they do it. They don't receive any pay. They do it as a full-time job. So I'm thankful. They'll get off work and they dedicate that time to me, and I'm thankful for that. I can't be anything but thankful. That's why I'll do anything I can for anyone. Because people don't have to do anything for you. You don't have to be here today. And I know you don't have to be here. I know you don't have to be here. And I'm thankful that you are here. I thank God for you. Thank God for you. Because you don't have to be here. You could be anywhere else. But you decided to be here. And I'm thankful for that. I'm very thankful for that. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll be running 2 shows, actually, because I'll be doing the interview, the Taharka Bay interview. I'll be doing that. And I don't know if they put that up yet, because they got a myriad of screens coming in front of me. They just told me to look at the, the light. So I'm looking at the light, and my desire, my prayer is that you can see me, and that I'm making some headway. that hasn't interrupted anything that we're doing. So that's my desire, my prayer for that. That we're making headway. It hasn't interrupted anything that we're doing, you and I. Building up Black America, separating from the white man. This is where we should be today. This is where we should be today. And we should be there mentally too, brothers and sisters. Mentally, we should be there. We should be thinking about separation from the white man. Should be thinking about separation. If we're not thinking about separation in this day and time, then we're in the wrong area. We don't need to do anything that's comfortable for the white man. We can't do anything that's comfortable for. Nothing comfortable. We need to do everything that's uncomfortable to him, and that should be the measuring stick. That should be the measuring stick. That whatever we're doing to test and see if we're on the right track, whatever we're doing, if it's uncomfortable for the white man, then that means we're on the right track. Right? Yeah, if it's uncomfortable for him, we're on the right track. We ain't got to worry about it. We're going down the right road. We're on the right track. If you're doing something, you have to use it as a measuring stick. If you're doing something that's comfortable to the white man, then you're not on the right track. And you need to find out how to make him uncomfortable. The problem is, and I know there are people saying, well, it don't apply to everybody white. I understand you feel that way. Who's disagreeing with you? This is the way you feel. But all I'm saying is that if you had 1,000,000 bees, you know where I'm going with it. If you had 1,000,000 bees, right, in the middle of 1,000,000,000 bees, right, and you was running, and I had on a bee outfit, right? That means the bees can't stop me. I'm Teflon proof. And I said, hold on. Wait a minute. Where you going? I'm running from these bees. And I said, but I understand that, but all of them are not dangerous. Because there's 1,000,000 bees in the middle of that 1,000,000,000 bees that's not dangerous. As a matter of fact, they don't even have stingers. Why, brothers and sisters, you be out of your mind. You will literally be out of your mind to stop in the middle of 1,000,000,000 bees getting stung just to check and see if that 1,000,000, right, in the middle have stingers or not. So you have to be careful. If there were a pit full of snakes and somebody told you to jump in there, if you just be calm, the snakes won't bite you. And in the middle of these snakes, the cobras and mambas and rattlesnakes and cottonmouths, right? Some of the most venomous snakes in the world. And I told you can go and jump in because I think most of them are garden snakes. Brothers and sisters, it's not the point of whether it's a garden snake or a cottonmouth. The point is that a snake will naturally bite you. And you'd be foolish to try to get close enough to it to see exactly how to distinguish it. Or to see how venomous it is. Because you get close to a snake, he's going to bite you. It's a fact. It's a fact. So we have to be wise. We have to use our heads. Right? Don't put yourself in danger. You have people saying, well, all spiders are not dangerous. And you said, man, that look like a black warthead or that look like a tarantula. And I said, brother, be careful about this spider. And you tell me, well, all spiders are not dangerous. And if he bites you, you know, a lot of people have survived. Why don't you put yourself in the danger of allowing a spider to bite you or a snake to bite you? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Brothers and sisters, there was this church one time I had a chance to visit when I was in Lexington, Kentucky. Didn't know where I was going. Didn't even know. But these black people, you know, on the tour, we were trying to visit and speak to black churches. And these black people had, when I got there, I'm telling you, I was shook up. Had this white devil, you know I didn't stay long, came in and left. Had this white devil holding a rattlesnake, right? And this rattlesnake just ran back, he reached in the cave and got him. And the snake is biting this man. And he's jumping around dancing. Said if he has faith, he won't die. Amazing. Amazing. Now, those believers in that kind of ministry actually felt that they were proving their faith by letting the snake bite them to see if they were going to die. And it's just amazing to me how people will put themselves in danger. I'm just building the foundation. How they'll literally put themselves in danger with foolishness. Now, the snake bites, it's biting, then they say, well, if it bite me, you know, I may not die. They go back to where Moses held up the snake in the desert and St. Paul got bit by a snake. You know, they come up with all these reasons why they do it. But the most amazing thing, what really shocked me, is that this white man, the same one that put him in slavery, right? The same one that had the black man in bondage, where they were writing or they were recording the Bible, isn't that right? And here's the one he's listening to. Well, this man doesn't know God. He doesn't know God. But our people, man, I tell you, you can stand before them performing miracles and doing the work of God, and they'll turn away from you. They didn't even believe Jesus. You can perform miracles. And I mean healing the sick, raising the dead, giving sight to the blind, giving auditory ability to the deaf, making the dumb talk, right? But they didn't believe Jesus. They said he had a demon. All because the white man was running that system. See, tell you what the white man does. This is what he does. He takes this avenue before it kills you. In slavery days, in the days of slavery here in America, and ever since the European got over slavery, anytime you had a field hand that got out of line and was telling people, said, look, we got to get out of here. We got to get away from here. This plantation. We leave, we have a better chance of survival. Right? It'd be better for us to be dead than be on this plantation. We got to get out of here. And the main fear was that this talk of freedom would reach the house. Because the house slave knew all the travels of the master. He even knew people. He could get away with it. He even had a piece of paper in the house. They had a piece of paper that would allow them to travel, rites of passage. And the white man didn't want his slaves to be united, so he had house slave and field slave. But he knew the minute that the house slave got together, because they had a gift. The house slave had a gift of oratory. They had a gift of oration. They could speak. They was right down there in it, right? All they had to do was think. They had time to think. On the plantation, just like in the prison, these brothers are gifted talkers. Because they have all their time to speak, all their time to think. So they're using their minds, right, constantly because they're locked in the jail cell and they got all that time to think. And it's like that for the field slave. Field slave back on the plantation said, look, we got to get out of here. We get out of here, brothers and sisters. We'll be better off. Be better for us to be dead than to be caught on this plantation. If we leave, you can't kill us all. We can take over this plantation. And field slaves started listening. So the master got smart. When a slave stepped out of line, he didn't kill him, not right away. He just sent some old homogenized, punctified, bootlicking Negro to change everything that he said. Go right behind him and just change everything that he said. That's the way he dealt with it. And if you look today, that's what he does. Somebody like me, right, come out and talk and give you the truth and go talking to you on the truthful level. The man hates it so much. He can't do anything to change it, but he hates it so much. So he'll send somebody else, black, out there, right? Somebody else who's charismatic like me, but don't give a damn about the people that are charismatic for themselves. They're individual charismatic people, right? They care about themselves. They don't care about me, you, or anyone else. They only care about them, right? The only people that they work for is them. The only concern they have is the concerns that they hold dear to themselves. And they'll take people like that today that'll come and try to undo everything I said, to try to uncredit me, right? Right? Here you had with Taharka Bay, a criminal, a lifetime criminal, asking people for credit. He's looking for accreditation from people, and he's a lifetime criminal, a child molester, armed robbery, each of these more than 20 times, to the point that he became a lifetime sex offender. Lifetime. That means not one time, but over and over and over and over again. And this man, this is the kind of people, right, that the white man would sit out and sit up. I mean, we're going to talk about it tomorrow, but he has land, he has houses, he has a temple being built, and to my knowledge, he's about to write a book and may have a store, to my knowledge. So, I'm just saying it to say this, that too often with us do we look past. We can't do it anymore. We can't do it. We look past the truth and what will help us to receive a lie. How does, I see doctor's office closing, right? I see literally doctor's office is closing, right? Lawyer's office is closing. Business is closing. People who have impeccable history, black people who have done all the right things in history. All of those things, you name it, they've done it. But you turn around and you see somebody with this kind of history, and you don't know that the man is behind him, and his main motive since he started in 2017, I believe it was 2017 or 2018, when he really got started. Not to mention that he had gotten into some more trouble even then, but the government financed him, brothers and sisters. There's no way around it. Absolutely no way around it, other than to understand that the government finances individuals that they can use against you and I. The government does that. And we have to understand it. We've got to be cognizant of the fact that whenever we're out doing good, that the devil always has somebody else to try to undo everything you said, to discredit you. To discredit you. And they will lie, cheat, and steal. Anytime it comes from Satan, right? because he's a liar and the father of lies. So anything that comes from him, we know that we can't trust it. We already know that we can't trust it. But we've got to be wise today. You and I have to be wise, brothers and sisters. We have to have some understanding about this fight that we're in. And we have to understand that we have to separate from the white man. There's no, all the prophets, all the leaders have tried to work with this man, and they can't work with him. Literally cannot work with him. The white man cannot be worked with. You may work for him, but you can't work with him. He may work for you, but he'll never be able to work with you. You have to understand that. You got to understand it. If I haven't said anything else you understand, you have to understand that you and I are in the place now where we have to separate from this white man and build our own black America. The investors are ready to go with you. They're taking the money out of the white institution, brothers and sisters. Biden is not making laws so that he could bring about better change for black people. He has no choice. The investors are telling him to do it. Why? Because the majority of the population in America is black. This is the reason why, right? Because this power is falling in your hands. This is the reason why they're allowing all of these Mexicans to come in. The Mexicans are not your friend. These brown demons will turn on you just as quick as they get in America because they believe and worship this white man. I'm just telling you. And if they come on your side, then let them prove it. Let them prove it, but stop accepting everybody's sob story to get in amongst us and get the rights that we should have, and while they're ripping us down. And I mean, we have to understand that the white man is letting these Mexicans come over here. He's letting them do it because he would rather turn his businesses over to the Mexican and the Arabs. And all you got to do is open your eyes and see it. All you have to do is open your eyes and see it. He would rather turn this America over to them and anybody outside of America opposed to turning it over to you. It would be a shame, a total and a shame, brothers and sisters, for him to have to honestly admit that he's never been needed to build any government. You didn't need the white man for America. You already had black people in America. And the black people that were being brought here were kindred to the black people that were already here. So you have to understand this. If you don't understand anything else, you have to understand it. That the brown man is not your friend. Now, the red man is not your friend. Why? Because the red man is a friend to the white man. Not all. But you remember what I said about those bees. You remember, those bees, they still have stingers. Right? And anything that white man is involved in, anybody that he's involved with them against you. And maybe the red man is not your enemy. Right? But if he's involved with the white man, then he is against you. Not all red people are involved with the white man. You got some that are fighting. Right? Russell Means was a fighter on bended knee. He fought. Right? The war on bended knee, he fought in the 70s. They fought the American government. You have those that are fighting the American government. I agree. You even have some brown people that are fighting. But all I'm telling you is, when they fight, they're fighting for their people. When you fight, you have to fight for your people. Then after that, you want to come together, right, and work with one another. But each of you need to have your own fighters. You need to have your own organization that you're fighting for. You need to have that. And if you want to talk, then yeah, we can talk. But stop fighting for everybody else. Stop accepting everybody else's bull, brothers and sisters, and fight for your own people. And fight this white devil. If they talking peace, then you need to go on to the next meeting. Ain't no peace with this man. You can't make peace with the white man. The prophets have tried. Moses tried. Joshua tried. Aaron tried. Adam tried. Seth tried. Abel tried. You can't do it. You can't do it. The children of Cain and the children of Jacob are tricky people. They can't be trusted. They're full of blood. Full of blood. Everything they do involve violence and bloodshed, even to this very day. And all you got to do is use logic. Use logic. If the father is a murderer, guess what? The child is going to be a murderer. 9 times out of 10. If something else isn't presented in front of that child. And even if it is presented, now you got to worry about the nonverbal behavior. Now you got to worry about the inner chambers of the subconscious dealing with murder and how the child witnessed that parent doing evil. If the father is a drug dealer, more than likely the son and the daughter are going to deal drugs. If the mother is prostituting, more than likely the daughter is going to prostitute. You got to use your brain. And unless you put something else in it, in place of this prostitution, in place of these drugs, in place of this murder, then you're going to be dealing with these things, brothers and sisters. And that's why the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad built the Nation of Islam. This is the reason why Master Fard Muhammad gave him the wisdom and the knowledge to raise us up from what? A dead level to a live one. To a straight perpendicular line, brothers and sisters, that we have turned away from our wicked ways. Right? Turn away from all the things that we've learned from the white man. Wickedness, sin, right? Iniquity, right? Man, we were born in sin, shaped in iniquity. It wasn't that way from the beginning, but it got like that when we were under the bondage of the white man. We've been under bondage for him for over 7,000 years. We've been under that bondage. You might as well be truthful, brothers and sisters, right? We go all the way back. And then prior to that, anytime he came to us, he was kidnapping us. Prior to that, you had the Platonic War of 300,000 BC. Isn't that right? That's history, brothers and sisters. Prior to that, we had to colonize them in the mountain area for their own help. We gave them science. We gave them math. We gave them religion, and they perverted all of it. These people could not be led. The children of Jacob, or the term Yaakov, the children, and splicing the color of the gene line and giving bad intentions. That's this white man. He don't love you. Peace and greeting, Brother Kenneth. Peace and greeting. Salam alaikum. The white man don't love you. He don't love you, brothers and sisters. You got to understand that. You have to understand it. You have to understand it. And once you understand it, you'll grow. Once you understand it, your eyes will come open. And you will see just as God sees. When your eyes come open, right? When you look in the mirror, you're looking for God. Just look in the mirror and wave at God. You're God, and you belong to God. Did not the scripture say, ye are little God? Right? Didn't Jesus say that, brothers and sisters? I want to just touch on that again. I want to touch on that again. That's what Jesus said. When they say he's making himself God, right? They wanted to stone him. They picked up the stones to stone him. What did Jesus say? Does not the scripture say that ye are little God? In other words, we were made in the image and likeness of the God, right? And together we are gods, right? That's apostrophe S and S. So, brothers and sisters, we have to be wise. Our brother Kenneth said they don't want to see us advance in this system. That's why they keep moving the goalposts when we do advance. Brother, you're so right. You're so right. Ma salam, brother. You are so right. Because This sister that he has was the one that we gave to him. The white man knows it. He knows it. Look, I want you to understand this. For all of those who don't believe that we can separate and build black America and we can run it, God is putting it in our hands, brothers and sisters, and we're able to run it. But for those who don't believe, I want you to take this this thought. Just try this on for size. Now, I want you to understand this. I want you to understand that in slavery, you had every kind of profession that the slave was running. Not just in the field, brothers and sisters. If you had inventions being done, there was a black slave doing that. You had those creating horseshoes for the horses. The white man didn't know anything about that. He didn't know anything about it. The Africans had been doing it. He didn't know anything about vegetation science, poultry science. He didn't know nothing about that. You were doing it in slavery. He enslaved you because you knew how to do the work. He enslaved you because you had the knowledge. My God. And it's so difficult to get our people to understand this, that the man needed you to survive. Literally. He needed you. That's why I get angry when people like me come and tell you what you already know. Come and tell you that you are the handiwork of God. You are the blessed of God. Right? Black people are literally the cream of the earth. Literally. The best cash crop the white man had wasn't cotton. It wasn't corn. It wasn't soybean. It wasn't peanuts. And none of that okra or none of that stuff. You and I, as slaves, our ancestors, was the best cash crop the white man had. That's why he had stock and insurance on his slave. Oh yeah. Yeah, he had insurance on it the same way you insure cars. Right? Same way you insure working equipment. Yeah. He had insurance on us. Right? Because he couldn't have made it without us. The Jewish bankers would insure us with money and then give money to the slave corporations, the slave coat of arms that was in the other countries and kingdoms, so that you and I would be a return on the investment. Brothers and sisters, you've been duped. The American public system of education duped you. The preacher duped you. I said preacher. There have been some ministers too, but there's a big difference. The black preacher has duped you. Farrakhan has duped you. Yeah, I said Farrakhan, he duped you. Because he's still duping you while he let Mexicans come into the nation, holding posts over black people. What kind of image is this leaving, brothers and sisters? I just want to know. What kind of image does it leave when you say the black man is God and you put some brown man over him? So you can get brown from black, but you can't get black from brown. You can't do it. You can get yellow from black, but you can't get black from yellow. You can get red from black, but you can't get black from red. You understand me? You can get white from black. It's the last level of the color line. Right? Because true white isn't even white. Right? There's still a tinge of black in it. But you can't get black from white. Brothers and sisters, don't you know you've been duped? Don't you know that you got all the tools that you need? All the tools that you need for your own liberation, and you just don't use them. You got it, but you just won't use it. Brothers and sisters, our brother said we put spirit, Brother Kenneth said we put spirit in everything we do, and this is the energy he needs. Our brother said we just have to do it for ourselves. See, the brother is preaching too. He's ministering to us. He is ministering to us. Our brother knows the same way you know it, right? That faith without work is dead. We know we have the knowledge. We know we want to exercise the knowledge, but we're afraid to use it. But fear isn't of God. Fear isn't of God. Peace, Sister D. Salam alaikum. Glad to see you, sister. Glad to see you here with us. Fear is not of God. See, the white man, you know, he knows it, and it's crazy. He's telling you every day, look, when you need work done, he'll hire you to do any kind of laborer's work, even up to the point of the administration, even up to the White House. Every black leader, right? Every black leader in foreign and domestic policies, succeed in everything that they decide to do. Everything that they decide to do. Our sister D told us, she said God is not the author of fear, and he's not. We're glad to have you here, sister. He's not. God is not the author of fear, but of love, and that's us. Of power, right, that we have it, and of a sound mind. The white man's mind is not sound. He don't have any love, and he don't have any power. The only power he has is the power that we give him. You got brothers and sisters still running around here. It's crazy. I feel bad for them because I know that we have the ability and the power to deliver the black man and the black woman who have been to prison, who have been on drugs, who has been dependent on alcohol, who have depended on illicit sex, who are abusive, who are mentally insane. We literally have the power to bring them back, to heal them. Literally have the power to do it. You and I have that power. But we can't exercise the power. Because the white man, every time you or I go out to say something positive, it's the white man that will bring somebody that looks like us. They'll come in talking like us, but all you got to do is listen closely. Pretty soon, they'll run out of energy. Pretty soon, the camouflage will fall off. And you'll find out that all kinfolk, right, are not skin folk, and all skin folk are not kinfolk. You'll find it out. You'll find it out. All you got to do is continue to watch. All you got to do is continue to watch. And I don't care how strong they come out, eventually, they're going to play their hand. Eventually, they're going to show their face. Eventually. Our sister said, we unite, this abuse that we suffer under the oppressor will change overnight. And that's the truth. That's the truth. And you know, sister, it's crazy because the white man works so hard at befriending us, right? Right? I said befriending us and defriending us, right? Because we say he's befriending, right? But and that means the act of being friendly, right? But it's actually defriending us, so that we can. Because see, here's the thing: if he's in between us, we can never get together. You understand what I'm saying? If the white man is between us, we'll never get together. If we're fighting for separation from the white man, and we're taking his money to do it, we'll never get together. We'll get reparations one day. That belongs to us. That's our money. But my point is, before we get it, we've got to learn how to pool our own resources, brothers and sisters, amongst one another. Pool our resources. We need to use our gifts, our talents. We're still on the plantation. Huh? We're still on the plantation. What knowledge do we have? We can build cars from the junkyard. White people will pay money for that. Right? Their money spent. Yeah, their money spent, but we own the shop. You can buy our products, but we won't work for you to sell your products. We can renovate houses, clean up our community. Black people could use those cars. Black people could use those houses, isn't that right? The religious institutions can buy these things up. We own them, and our people are able to get houses. They're guaranteed houses. This is how it works. Our people will be guaranteed cars. Right? This is how it works. It's the way it works. You see, we'll be controlling our own market. We'll be controlling it. We don't need the white man. You never needed the white man. And this is the reason why he didn't want you out of slavery. And look, he took you from your country. He took you from it, put you in a country, right, that you were still owner of, still owned it. You were here in America before he even brought your kinfolk. Before he brought your kinfolk, you were still here in America. You were still here. So it's important to understand. But he kept you away from your brothers and your sisters. That's why when he put you in slavery, he put you on the coast. He was on the coastal line. And I'll tell you why. Tell you why he was on the coastal line. He was on the coastal line because he knew that if you woke up and you got it together and you banded against him, that he could jump in his boat and go right on back to hell where he came from. That's right. He knew that once you woke up, he was going to run him right back to them caves. He already knew it. And so he stayed close to the coastline. You see? So the man always has a way of escape because he knows what he's doing is wrong. He knows that oppression is wrong. He knows that religion is wrong. He knows it. He knows that his entire system is wrong because it's perverted by him. Our sister said our people discovered the energy, and here we are paying utility bills. That's true. That's true. You can't make it up, Sister D. A lot of our people were already here, the indigenous people, the aboriginal. It's true. America was the second Africa. The continental Africa was the first Africa. The states, what the white man called a state, is really a country. I want you to imagine that. Imagine that when we're in Africa, our ancestors, our DNA, I just want to take you back if you'll travel with me. When we were in Africa, we have Gambia as a country. Nigeria as a country. Libya as a country. The white man didn't understand kingdoms because the knowledge that he received was limited. And so he began to call kingdom states and began to call continents kingdoms because he didn't have the knowledge. He did not exercise the wisdom, and he was incapable of receiving that. He was incapable of understanding the system of hierarchy as it relates to village and community building. You can only have a community in a kingdom. Even the word community was stolen from you and reorganized. This is what the white man does. He takes what you have given him, the knowledge that you gave him, such as democracy, that came from you in Africa. But brothers and sisters, he took it and reorganized it and sold it back to you. Not the original people in Africa, but those of us that came through the tunnels of slavery who didn't have a knowledge of the country and the continents in Africa. And so our mind will dwindle down to the understanding of one of the most ignorant beasts that ever walked this planet. He didn't understand community. He didn't understand communal living. He didn't understand customs and cultures. So every place he came, when we invited him in to eat, the man said to himself, and if you'll read the Chronicles of Christopher Columbus, you'll find this to be true. The man said, why are these people being so nice? We were wearing gold around our neck and silver. He said, why are they giving me such a small amount of this? I want to know where the mines are so that I can find these things and use them as a source of currency. Why are these people being so nice? He found out that this was a very part of us to be nice, and this is how he plotted to take us over. When we brought him to dinner, he used it as an advantage to see us, to understand our culture and customs. And then after that, he used it to take us over, brothers and sisters. That's this devil, this beast that you and I are dealing with. You don't know the white man. You think you know the white man, but you don't really know him. Because the minute that you see and understand the white man for who he is, then you'll understand why Isaiah said that even his children must be destroyed. I'm not talking violence, brothers and sisters, but I'm talking intelligence. Because there's no such thing as a bloodless revolution. You've never seen it in history. You've never seen it in the Bible. You've never seen it in any book of knowledge, because it doesn't exist. The white man will tell you to be nonviolent. The white man will support you in multiculturalism. The white man will support you in financing any operation that you have, as long as it's not an all-black operation. Because he understands what that means. He understands what Pan-Africanism means. He understands what black nationalism means, and you still got black nationalists that don't understand what it means. Brothers and sisters, our freedom is in our own hand. We could literally walk away tonight. We could literally walk away tomorrow if we got together, brothers and sisters, and understood that our freedom is in our own hand. And we only have to just come together. That's the only thing we have to do. That's the only thing we have to do is merely stand together. You can take 1,000 black men, 1,000 black women, 1,000 black children, 1,000 black families that decided to stand together in Washington, D.C., or in Arkansas, or in Atlanta, or in New York. And the fact that they're standing together around the world in these numbers would move, right, the white man to see what he could do or to understand what's going on. This will put fear in the white man because he knows what that means. When you come together on one accord, he knows what that means, right? Because his desire is to divide you, and the only way that he can conquer you is to keep you divided. But the minute you come together, then his rule weakens. I hope you understand me, brothers and sisters. I hope you can understand what I'm saying and appreciate it. Because we need to come together in so many numbers. And we need to only have one focus. We could fight because we're going to fight. We won't get out of it. We won't get away from it. But we could fight in unity by merely separating from the white man's system. As we prepare this, as we prepare it, our one move will be the most powerful move in the world is to stop doing the white man's work. Martin Luther King in 1965, 1966, 1967, and 1968 began to understand this in his book called Community of Chaos that was written in 1965. Martin Luther King, the most nonviolent man in the world, who owned an arsenal of guns, hired the Deacons for Defense out of Louisiana, deacons that were armed who came out of the Baptist church to guard him as he made the change in this evolution. Martin Luther King Jr. made one move. He asked that the sanitation workers stop picking up trash. A single move to unite the masses. Because after this, he started to really invest in the knowledge of constitutional gun rights. This is the reason that they had to get rid of it. He had taught them Osama bin Laden Muhammad in 1964, 1965, at the invitation of Minister Malcolm X. Irregardless of popular belief, Minister Malcolm and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. were working together in the latter years of Minister Malcolm's life. So much so that when Minister Malcolm died, king gave him thoughtful words and also wrote a letter to his wife here in Coretta to console her and to say they understood that Minister Malcolm genuinely loved the people. Brothers and sisters, you and I have been duped. We have been duped today to think that there was division in the movement. The reason the white man killed the leaders is because they were united in the movement. We talked about Malcolm and Martin. We talked about the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We talked about the unity between Reverend Albert Cleage and Dr. Khalid Muhammad because they understood that there was no difference in the goal of evolution, the goal of revolution, because it will leave us in power. The black man has to have a taste of power in America. Money is not power. Money will get you access to some sort of knowledge from those that are in power, but money is not power. The minute that we separate from the system of integration, then we'll have power. The power as an equal to make a decision of our own and make the mass decision of how we ought to survive in the coming millennials. By 2050, brothers and sisters, the white man is on his edge of his seat because by 2050, we will be more than 92% of the global population. This worries the white man. So he on Roe versus Wade, he began to ban the abortion clinics on the supreme or federal level. He didn't do it because he cared about the black community, because originally the abortion clinics were put in the black community to kill the black man, to kill the black child, the same way that the white man had been killing us in slavery, the same way that Herod had been killing us during the time that Jesus walked the planet. And Jesus stood against those powers because those white powers had us in bondage. And we continue to be in bondage over the last 7,000 years. But brothers and sisters, we have an opportunity. Today, you and I have an opportunity. Today, you and I have understanding. We have technology. And we need to today organize ourselves even more so to stand up against this oppression and stand up in oppression, right? And our goal must be to separate. And in every small level, we must do this. Now, we could pick states to go to that already have powerful populations of black people, because these are the states that we must go to in order to give them the wisdom about the separation from the system that keep us oppressed. You could go to these states and start your own business. You could go to Detroit and start your own business. There are people there that have an understanding of this type of action. There are people that are in these states, brothers and sisters, that are waiting for this knowledge to come so that they'll be able to start the process of separation. This is the reason why in the earlier years, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was so successful and Temple No. 1 was started in Detroit, Michigan. So brothers and sisters, we have the power and the ability to do such. Our sister D says, come together with no empty threats. That's right, sister. We have to let our yea be yea and our nay be nay. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thumbs up, brothers and sisters, or thumb down. Please do that. Our brother Larry said, why should we fight when there are if come, brother? Kenneth said, Brother Larry said, emotional ignorance is the number one killer in our community. Brother Kenneth said, black coffee, no sugar, no cream. That's right. We have to come together, brothers and sisters, It's time for us to come together. And our fight, which will eventually be physical, because the white man is not going to let you stand and build something without destroying it. If you look at Tulsa, Oklahoma, I continue to use this. Tulsa, Oklahoma was a great advantage on an international scale because we had created a stock market. We contributed, every state where there were black businesses contributed to the blueprint of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so all of your monies went to a NASDAQ level there in Tulsa. Now, the white man bombed Tulsa because your unity around America had produced power. For the first time in your life, you literally had some power because you controlled your economy, brothers and sisters. And this is very important for us to understand, because we often miss this. When we control our own currency, our own economy, then we have a slice of power. Because the white man needs money to make his system go. Capitalism will work hard here, right? It will work good here. But capitalism with communism will be even better. And this is something that the white man hasn't been able to do, because his system of capitalism involves individuality. But our system of capitalism involves community. And when you get black people to come together, right, we would rather fix up an entire community and have it to be decent and to survive, opposed to building up a house in the community while the community around us fall down. So brothers and sisters, we have to understand separation and what it means. We have to understand what power really is. And we have to be willing to exercise that power and express the knowledge of that power and act out through our own hand the reality of that power, so that you and I will be able to survive in this millennium, this new millennium that we've just gotten in. And in order for us to survive, we'll have to create systems that have been here that we created in the past, but we're going to have to own and organize and operate these systems and make them produce for the black community. Brothers and sisters, I hope the sister is ready. She may come in front of us today. I pray that she comes just a short time, brothers and sisters, to give us the knowledge. I believe she's ready to come before us. And I'm ready, so ready to hear her. I don't think she's coming. Well, brothers and sisters, we can only pray. We can only pray that she comes. But brothers and sisters, like our brother is telling us, and our sister D, that we are literally powerful enough. Our brother Larry telling us we are literally powerful enough to finance, to build, to renovate this country on the premise of communism, right? And on the philosophy of village. And once we build up the village and create powerful sources, we'll be able to turn the states back into countries and territories understood by cultural relations from the African Native American, where the red man come from, and turn this nation back to the kingdom that it was before. Turn the religion back to the holiness that we had in this nation before the white man had ever come here. Brothers and sisters, that's all I have for you today. It's short and sweet. We've got to come together. We've got to separate from the white man's system. We separate from his system, we'll be able to build our own system. And God has called us to do this, brothers and sisters. This is the work of God that has caused us to be awakened to bring his system, not the white man's system, but bring the system of God. Brothers and sisters, I appreciate you for showing. Don't forget, anyone that wants to support or know someone that wants to support the organization, you can do it monthly or you can donate at whatever speed that you would like. We're thankful for all that you do. We have books, and if anyone want one, please let me know, and I'll certainly get it out to you. Um, Brothers and sisters, we're not begging, but we're teaching the truth, and we have something to offer behind it. If anyone would like to get a book, here's my email address as well, so that you can do that. Certainly do that. We have watches that have been and a site that's been created by brothers and sisters that are helping us, and I'm thankful for that. I'm so thankful. It didn't come from J.C. Penney's. That's the lie that Tahaka told. That's a lie that his guests told. But these watches, you'll be able to tap on them and see the organizations that have created them, and you'll see where they come from. I was very curious. So I had to research it. So we're always building up, always building up. Thank you, sister. I appreciate it. Appreciate all of you on everything that you do. I appreciate you for showing up. I appreciate you for showing up, because we can't do it without you, and you can't do it without us, brothers and sisters. God has a place for you and I. God has brought us together. I believe that, and I look forward to it. We're going to see our liberation, brothers and sisters. We will see our liberation, and you and I will be there to see it. Within the next 10 to 20 years, you will begin to see the black man separate from the white man, build up his own communities, and you will see him have armies to protect these communities. And so I'm so thankful for that. Brothers and sisters, don't forget that tomorrow we'll have two shows. We'll have two shows tomorrow. We'll have our regular show at 7 o'clock, and then at 11 o'clock, depending on where you are, I think Eastern time will be 10, Central time will be 11, and of course Pacific time will be 2 hours after that, I believe. But we'll be discussing and talking about the Tahaka Bay interview. I ask that you would invite others, and that you will certainly come to see this interview and to understand. We have to undo the myths that have been set out against those of us that are fighting for true liberation, those that have truly followed Dr. Khalid Muhammad. We have to undo the myths and the lies and stop the detraction, so that we can keep our people encouraged to do the work of God, to certainly do the work of God. So I thank you, and the link is there. The Tahaka Bay interview, the link is there. And we also have it in the link at 7 o'clock, but the Tahaka Bay interview will start at 11 o'clock. It will start at 11 o'clock, and it'll be on the Tal Iman show, and the link will be in the comment section tomorrow. So at 11 o'clock, certainly be ready. Brothers and sisters, thank you. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. As I said in the beginning, peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum.